to be carrying out what they call contact tracing, tracking all people who came into contact with patients who have been confirmed to have Ebola. But that's not possible because some of the areas are off limits. There are a number of rebel groups who have been attacking people.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. We have made it to a Thursday, the 6th day of August for 2026. Up and ready to go here this morning. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic. We've got all of your news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. The Nebraska women's soccer team opening their season yesterday, sort of. An exhibition game played out in Fort Collins against Colorado State. Huskers dropping a 3-1 decision to the Rams yesterday as they get ready for the regular season opener next Wednesday at Louisville. One of Nebraska's top 2027 volleyball recruits will likely miss her senior season. We'll talk about that coming up. The third and final game at the Diamond League Championship Series between Sedalia and the Grand Island Fighting Cranes. It was played last night in Sedalia. We'll get the final results from that. Had some Legion baseball played in the state yesterday, and several teams will go for state titles today. We'll set the schedule on that. Plus, we're going to continue with our comments from Big Ten Media Days in Chicago last week. Going to be talking, or actually not talking, but hearing from P.J. Fleck, the head coach for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, on the show here today. So all that and more is coming up for you as you wake up and get going here on this Thursday as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning.
Good morning, and we start off the morning with a little breaking news. As you mentioned, you were hunting down, you got a tweet alert, or a X, if you will, from Shefty. And if you don't have Shefty notifications on, you're doing it wrong. Adam Schefter coming in with some more contract talks. Another big running back deal. Three-time Pro Bowl running back Jonathan Taylor. And the Colts have reached an agreement on a 2-year, $44 million extension worth up to $47 million, including a $39 million guaranteed, per Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter. So that's the largest third contract any running back has received. The largest third contract. I don't know why we specified the largest third contract, but we do. And it's a big one. $44 million bank for Jonathan Taylor.
Have some running backs making some major money this week. We had a couple of signings for running backs. So, yeah, that's a position we've talked about this before, a position that's kind of going away. It's never going to completely go away, but in this era of professional football especially, it's more the passing game. Got to get those wide receivers in open space. And not a lot of teams rely on a solid running attack. They try to run the football, but success.
I don't think you just don't have a lot of guys that invest in the good ones. That's the problem. You look at the Super Bowl champs from a couple years ago with the Philadelphia Eagles and Saquon Barkley, and they ran the damn ball a lot. And I think you're starting to see it in the college game. A lot of teams are going back to a more physical brand of football, back to the running game. I'm on the opposite side of this argument. I don't think it's going away. I don't think it's dying. I think that you're seeing more and more teams starting to realize the value of a good rushing attack and an offensive line that just beats the crap out of the defense and makes them tired and fatigued. And then you can drop bombs later on in the game, right? Then you can throw your long shots when the defensive line is just tired and they're not sending as much pressure up front. A good running back, that's worth all $44 million, and Jonathan Taylor's a good one. So,
All right, we'll talk more about that coming up. P.J. Fleck is the guy we're going to hear from today from Big Ten Media Days in Chicago last week. You were talking about listening to coaches and running through a wall for your coach.
Oh, yeah?
I listened to a lot of PJ last night and trying to grab some cuts for our little segment. That's one guy that I think I would run through the wall for.
Mm-hmm.
PJ Fleck. He's had some success against Nebraska, but he said some good things, and you'll hear that coming up after our news break at the bottom of the hour. Out of all the guys that I have listened to so far in putting this thing together each and every morning, that's one guy that got me fired up. I was fired up last night when I put this together.
Like, he speaks football, right? Like, I mean, he just talks in that particular language. I think the one thing that I would say, if I was a Golden Gophers fan, right, and PJ does a great job. He's good for sound bites. He's real. The media loves him because he has this just ability to give you the golden sound bites that you're looking for. And I think he kind of knows the language that gets fans excited about football and gets his players excited about football, gets that run through the wall, like you just said. The one flip side of that is you got to have results. And at the end of the day, Minnesota's a very average team in the Big Ten. Now, yeah, they've kicked the crap out of Nebraska the last couple of years, but we're below average. So that's understandable. PJ and Matt Rule are very similar to me. They say a lot of awesome things, and they get you really, really pumped up about the season. They get your hopes up. They get you optimistic, and then 6 wins a season.
Oh, they got 8 last year.
They got 8 last year. Oh,
yeah, 8
oh,
and 5
hot damn.
last year. Well, a better season is 8-5, 5-4 in the conference. In 9 seasons, PJ Fleck is 66-44. So, not a glamorous record, but he's hung in there. 9 seasons. This will be number 10.
I mean, it's Minnesota, so that's good for them.
So, we'll
how do you recruit to Minneapolis? It's cold, miserable.
Cold.
You had Raiola talking about cornfields. All you see in Minnesota is snow and ice.
Yeah, especially late in the football season. So, we'll talk about that coming up with the PJ Fleck after we get into our news break at the bottom of the hour. Quickly, in Major League Baseball last night, St. Louis, your Cards, the Birds, they beat the Yanks last night 3-1.
Woohoo!
Kansas City picking up a win over Minnesota 2-1 last night.
How about the Cubs?
The Cubs, they beat the Dodgers, I think, for the second straight night.
Swept LA.
Swept the Dodgers.
The Dodgers have lost 6 in a row.
Wow.
The almighty Dodgers are riding a 6-game losing streak. And this is typical for the Dodgers. They kind of do this where the media starts to be like, oh, is it time to hit the panic button in Los Angeles? And then they still coast to the playoffs because they've got a 19,000 game lead in the NL West, and so they're still going to make the playoffs. And then they turn it on in September and October. And this is their time to rest. This is their relaxing time where they'll drop 20 games because they've got such a lead. I think you can get to the point, right, where you have so much success that you stop doing the little things correctly, and then that can come and bite you in the ass, and that's what's kind of going on with LA right now. It's just the mechanically, they don't look good, but their roster is so loaded, they're going to be okay. LA will be there when the dust all settles.
Yeah, don't hit the panic button.
Right.
402-834-1330 is our telephone number if you'd like to chime in with us here today. Got some time to chat with you. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line, 402-834-1330. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. Talked about baseball. New York Yankees star Aaron Judge, who has not played a game since May 31st because of a stress fracture in his right rib, was cleared for light activity yesterday after he had his fractured rib re-imaged during the day yesterday. And he remains confident he will return to play sometime this season, although a timetable for Aaron Judge's return was not announced yesterday. Without him in the lineup, the Yankees' offense is one of the worst in the majors. They are 26th in runs scored since June 1st. So Judge goes out on May 31st, and the Yankees are now 26th in the majors in runs scored since his departure. So the Yanks are hoping he can get back here soon before it's too late. Maybe they can make a playoff run if Aaron Judge returns. But, God, even if he does return, that's a long time being off. May 31st, he hasn't played since May 31st. That's like starting the season all over again with spring training.
Well, they're in a playoff spot. I mean, they're well clear of the wild card right now. They're just 4 back of Tampa Bay, topping the NL wild card standings by, let's see, they got plenty of room. They got a 7-game buffer on the Texas Rangers. Pitching has come around for the Yankees. They've been fine on that capacity. They called up George Lombard Jr., the shortstop prospect. He hit a home run in his very first game as a prospect. I don't see. I'm not going to hit the panic button on the Yankees either. I'm not saying that the Yankees are going to be the American League champions by any stretch of the imagination, but there's a shot. The American League is having an incredibly down year. So if any year for the Yankees, this would be it. Boston is just playing hotter than fish grease right now. So if I was to shuffle around and do American League power rankings, it would be Boston and Tampa Bay 1 and 2 for the potential pennant there.
Yeah.
I mean, have the Yankees struggled offensively? Could they become elite with Aaron Judge back in that lineup? Aaron Judge is an elite player. Of course they could. Absolutely. They could take the AL by storm. He's probably not going to be back till after August. So that's a month of games by that point. If they're still hanging around and he comes back into that lineup,
yeah, look out.
New York, LA again.
Yep. Again. Phoenix Suns forward Dylan Brooks agreed to a 3-year, $73 million contract extension that takes him through the 2029-2030 season. He averaged a career-high 20.2 points to go along with 3.6 rebounds, 1.8 assists last season. So Dylan Brooks signs on with the Phoenix Suns. Got some football notes here today. Free agent wide receiver Stephon Diggs still hanging around.
Weiner.
He signed a 1-year deal worth up to $12 million with the Washington Commanders.
Not worth it.
Diggs will be joining a new team for the 3rd time in 3 seasons. He caught 85 passes for 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns for the New England Patriots last season.
God. Remember when he was an elite wide receiver?
He played for Buffalo for a while, didn't he?
He played for Buffalo for like 3 years. He wasn't elite though. We got him on the downhill slide.
Minnesota. Didn't he play Minnesota?
Minnesota was his breakout time, right? But now he is the Dylan Raiola of NFL wide receivers. He just finds a new home every time. He's certainly not worth the $12 million you're paying him. He can't find space anymore. He doesn't have the speed. He's not a red zone threat. He has no height.
And sometimes
I'm passing on him in every fantasy football league this year.
And sometimes he runs into some off-field problems. He's been in and out of trouble the past couple of years. So you're passing on Stephon Diggs when we
100%.
do our fantasy deal?
Go for him. If you want him.
Yeah, he catches a lot of passes, has a lot of yards, but, God, he can't get in the end zone. 4 touchdowns last season for the Patriots. there's probably better choices.
Yeah. There's a lot of
fantasy
choices.
football is coming up. I was in the grocery store the other day, and right there on the newsstand, the fantasy football magazine is staring me in the face. I didn't pick it up yet, but fantasy football magazines are staring us in the face.
I don't know how how do the magazines still make it?
Yeah, with all the information that's available online.
I mean, but these things are published a month out in advance before half of these players find homes.
Yeah.
And they're still like, I remember looking through them. I used to use them all the time, right? Like, you just use the tools that are available. Plus, they made for great reading material when you're waiting for football to start. But you're going through and you're looking at, like, the top free agents available. Well, hell, by the time you're looking at that page, every single one of them's found a home.
Yeah, then you got to go in and see what team has them and
what their schedule looks like and when their bye week is.
I used to buy that all the time, but I didn't spend the $5 or $6 they wanted for the fantasy football magazine. So it's still available on your newsstand down there at the grocery store. We told you about this, Jalen Walker for Atlanta. Remember, we told you yesterday that he suffered that knee injury during practice. Well, he's going to miss the 2026 season because of a torn ACL. That was confirmed yesterday. The Falcons drafted Walker with a number 15 pick in the 2025 draft out of nearby Georgia, University of Georgia. He had 5.5 sacks last season as a rookie, and the team was relying on him to take a leap in production this season. But Jalen Walker will not be available for the Atlanta Falcons for the 2026 season. And here's one for you. The home of the Kansas City Chiefs will once again be known simply as Arrowhead Stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, the team announced yesterday that one of the NFL's iconic venues had shed its official name, JEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. That's after the Government Employees Health Association agreed to using the classic simplified name of the facility going forward. So the Arrowhead Stadium, which 99.9% of the people use when referring to Kansas City's home, instead of GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium, is now going to be known again just as officially Arrowhead Stadium. The Chiefs signed that deal with Government Employees Health Association in 2021. And again, it really never stuck with the fans. Even the players and coaches never really referred to it as GEHA Stadium. Anyway, it's going to be home of the Kansas City Chiefs for a while. The Chiefs will continue playing at Arrowhead Stadium until their lease expires in 2031, at which point they will move into a $3 billion dome stadium being built across the state line in Kansas, near the Kansas Speedway. That stadium is yet to be named, but God, you would think that they would still call the new stadium Arrowhead Stadium, wouldn't you?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, you would be salty if you did, wouldn't you?
I can't believe that we would be playing anywhere but Arrowhead Stadium.
Well, it's not going to be Arrowhead. It's not going to be Arrowhead. It's not going to be the same stadium. Why would you call it the old name?
I don't know.
You're getting a new girlfriend. You got to stop calling her by her last name.
Oh, God. That's a good one.
New and shiny.
You can't call her Lucy when her name is Maggie.
That's right.
Just because I used to go out with Lucy. So you drop Lucy and you pick up Maggie, but you're still going to call her Lucy? No,
that's the same analogy.
That's a good analogy. Yeah, that's a good one for you.
Let's see. We got comments coming in from YouTube channel. I'm not sure what's going on with Facebook Day today, so IT might want to check that out. It seemed to have stalled on Facebook. But on the YouTube channel, 205 Network Z9X, whoever that is.
Who is that?
I don't know, but apparently it's race weekend. Let's go. It's race weekend. Let's go. 205 Network Z9X. Thanks for chiming in on the comment section today. Speaking of race weekend,
Yeah.
did you see the horse racing news last night?
I did not see the.
You remember the discussion that we've had during the Kentucky Derby week and the Triple Crown, as it pertains to the Triple Crown and the Preakness, and that all
About
of
the
these
schedule?
all these horse trainers are pulling their horse out of the Preakness because it's way too close to the Kentucky Derby? Well, yesterday the horsemen met and decided they're going to push the Preakness back to Memorial Day weekend. So pushing it back 8 days, essentially, from its normal running. The Preakness will now be run on Sunday, marking the first Triple Crown race to be held on a Sunday, not Saturday, and will be held on Memorial Day weekend, in an effort to get more Triple Crown runners.
That's a step in the right direction.
They listened to the show.
Got a little power. Maybe Jim Sliker. I think we talked to Jim about that.
Yeah. Well, he said, and I quote, it was very much on the table when we were talking about it, but that's made sense for years. I mean, I don't have to be involved with horse training or horse care or riding horses. As a bettor, it's made sense to me. Like, why is this race so close to the first leg of the Triple Crown? And so finally they said, hey, because here's the thing. And you know it just as much as I do. As much as a fan of horse racing as I am. And I'm not a junkie. I'm not a expert by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a halfway decent handicapper, and I will watch the big races. But I don't religiously follow horse racing. And so I represent even a very minor percent of the population because most people can't even handicap. So you're talking about 3 races a year that you can really capitalize, maybe 4 with the Breeders' Cup. 4 races a year that you can capitalize and get some momentum and get eyeballs on this sport. And when that you have all of that momentum from the Kentucky Derby and all those fans rushing in and will we have a Triple Crown winner this year? And then they pull out of the Preakness. You know just as well as I do. I'll be honest. I didn't watch the Preakness or the Belmont this year. I didn't watch them. I watched the replay, but I wasn't. It wasn't destination TV for me because we didn't have the possibility of a Triple Crown. And I think that I'm in the majority with a lot of other fans.
Yeah, you're not on the island by yourself.
It's like golf. If you don't have a big name on Sunday, you're not watching Sunday.
Well, I admit I haven't watched golf nearly as much now that Tiger's not involved at all, basically in the PGA Tour.
I mean, at all, yeah.
Yeah, at all. Yeah, I haven't watched golf nearly as much now than Tiger was.
If you don't have like a Scotty, Rory, McIlroy pairing for Sunday, the interest level just peters out.
Yep.
And it's the same way with the Triple Crown. So kudos to the horsemen for doing the right thing, pushing it back. I think it's going to be great for the sport. I really do.
Hopefully that, 7-8 days is enough?
Should be.
I think the time period between the second and third race obviously is much, much longer than between the first and second.
I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah. So hopefully that materializes, and maybe we can have another Triple Crown winner someday.
Well, hopefully now the Belmont. Hopefully now the Belmont is not too close to the Preakness, and so you win 2 legs of the Triple Crown, and then you pull out of the Belmont.
That's another thing.
I didn't dive deep enough into it.
Yeah, are they going to move the third race?
I think with this.
Yeah, now we got a problem between the second and third race.
It was already a 2-week window, so
that's enough, I suppose.
I think you're going to have that I don't
3
know.
weeks.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, 3 weeks in between.
Did I just discover a problem that nobody realized yet? Is the Preakness in Belmont now too close with the Preakness being moved?
That's a good, yeah.
Good question.
Good question.
God, too bad we don't have Jim on this week.
Yeah, you and I are not going to be here tomorrow.
We'll have to save that one.
Yeah, put that on the back burner. We'll talk to Jimmy when we get him back on the show again. And it's a reminder that we will not be here tomorrow. I'm giving you the weekend off so you can get ready for school.
Thanks.
Which is starting next week.
Thanks
I am heading to Newton, Iowa as soon as this show is over today. NASCAR racing in Newton, Iowa this week. So I'm going to take in the festivities in the middle of a cornfield in Newton, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
And you can enjoy the weekend as you get ready for another semester of teaching out at CCC. We'll do the show today, and then we'll be off of Friday and Monday. Get together again on Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock. We've got a lot of things to talk about yet as far as the local scene is concerned. Nebraska women's soccer getting started last night with an exhibition game against the Colorado State. We'll tell you about that coming up. One of Nebraska's top volleyball recruits will likely miss her senior season in high school because of a knee injury. The Diamond League Championship Series wrapped up last night in Sedalia, Missouri. We'll tell you who won the Diamond League Championship for the summer of 2026, plus had some Legion baseball played around the state last night, so all that and more is coming up. Plus, we're going to be hearing from P.J. Fleck, the head coach for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, on the other side of our news break. Again, if you'd like to chime in with us, you can, 402-834-1330, 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. If you'd like to leave us a message on one of our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. 7:27 now as you wake up with Mike and Tyson here. Huddle up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news break on Extreme Sports.
We'll start in the courts where a plea agreement has been reached in the Monument Advisors fraud case in Grand Island. Kelly Lepler pled no contest to 3 reduced felony counts of attempted theft by deception involving customers who paid for headstones they never received. In exchange, prosecutors dismissed 43 other theft charges. Authorities say they'll seek more than $266,000 in restitution for the victims. Lepler is scheduled to be sentenced on September 30th in the Hall County District Court. Meanwhile, Hastings College has officially opened its new 1882 residence hall, welcoming students ahead of the fall semester. The 4-story facility includes 63 4-bedroom suites, 21 2-bedroom suites, and 26 studio units, along with fitness, study, and community spaces. College officials say students helped shape the design through a campus advisory panel with the goal of creating a comfortable living environment that eases the transition to college life. The project was completed in about 2 years. 7:28, we'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, sports today is brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. Whether you're an athlete or just feeling sore, Bamboo Mind and Body Spa has a personalized wellness plan just for you. The Nebraska women's soccer team dropped a 3-1 decision to Colorado State in an exhibition game yesterday out in Fort Collins, Colorado. Natalie Lewis scored the Huskers' lone goal in the 13th minute of the game. Nebraska will open the regular season next Wednesday at Louisville. Game time will be at 6:30. One of Nebraska's top 2027 volleyball recruits will likely miss her senior season. Shea Witherspoon underwent surgery in May to address a lingering knee injury, which would have knocked her out for about 6 weeks. However, once the surgeon started work on the meniscus, it was worse than anticipated, and the recovery timetable stretched out to 5 to 6 months. She's expected to make a full recovery before she begins her college career at Nebraska. Sedalia beat the Grand Island Fighting Cranes 14-2 last night in Game 3 of the Diamond League Championship Series. The Steamers scored 4 runs in the second inning and 7 more in the third to take control of the game. Ian Rodriguez had 3 hits for the Fightin' Cranes. Grand Island ends the season at 29-21. In American Legion baseball action, Central City has won the National Division of the Class B Senior State Tournament. Central City beat Auburn 5-0 yesterday in the championship game. Meanwhile, in the American Division, Lincoln Christian will play Mount Michael for the championship today at 4. Lincoln Christian forced a second championship game after beating Mount Michael 5-2 last night. The two winners in the American Division and the National Division, they'll play for the Class B State Championship on Saturday. Malcolm and Pender will play for the Class C Senior State Championship today after Malcolm won last night's game by a score of 14-7. First pitch this afternoon will be at 5. And Lincoln East will play Fargo of North Dakota today in the Central Plains Regional in Mandan, North Dakota. First pitch will be at 1:30 this afternoon. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:31 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We've got patchy fog around the area. In fact, a dense fog advisory is in effect until 10 a.m. Once that burns off, we should have plenty of sunshine throughout the day and just slightly warmer. We'll have highs in the low 80s as well, and a light south-southeast wind of about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, we'll have more fog develop in areas, a low of 65. Plenty of sunshine on Friday with a high of 90. Friday night, 65, and then through the weekend, we're back to the 90s.
As you wake up, get going this morning, southeast winds at 3 miles per hour. It is cloudy. It is 64 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Looking for the perfect way to spend your Friday night in Hastings? Head just east of town on J Street and experience the excitement of Cam Raceway. Every Friday night through August, Cam Raceway brings you a full evening of grassroots racing on Nebraska's fastest 8th-mile dirt track. You'll see it all. Stock non-wing micros, restricted micros, junior sprints, junior cage karts, adult flat karts, and junior flat karts. Catch all the local drivers, all competing for the win under the lights. Gates open at 7 p.m. and racing gets underway at 8 p.m. And the best part, admission is just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free with a paying adult. So this Friday night, skip the routine and make your way to Cam Raceway, where the engines fire up, the dirt flies, and the whole family can enjoy a night at the races.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, Funeral Director and Owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Mike Wells, Tyson Vronic with you. It's Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to it Thursday. Thanks for listening to us, whether you're on our website at x-streamsports.com, on your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're listening to us. Thanks for joining us on this day. I need to talk about Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. As I get ready for my weekend trip to racing, I thought I'd better go in last night, get a little session from the folks at Bamboo Mind and Body Spa. Nice thing is, I got to do it later on in the evening. I think I went in after 8 o'clock last night. That's the nice thing about Bamboo Mind and Body Spa. You can go in and receive treatment when it's convenient for you. You get signed up for the membership, and you get a little pass. So you get in the door anytime you want. So like last night, I didn't go in until like 8:30. But, yeah, was able to spend my 15 minutes on the hydro massager. Then I spent my 15 minutes on the cryo lounger. Back is feeling A-OK today, so I'm ready to go for the weekend. So if you've got some aches and pains that you want to be taken care of, make you feel better, get rid of some of that pain, you give the folks a call at Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. You can call for a consultation. They'll set you up with a plan to ease your concerns. Just give them a call, 402-303-6630. You can stop in. They'll give you a little taste of it, give you a little tour of the facility. Again, they're located down in South Burlington in Hastings, or you can find them in Blue Hill. They got a lot of different types of services available. I'm just taking advantage of 2 of their services, but the list goes on and on and on of what they offer there at Bamboo Mind and Body Spa. So stop in and see them today and get rid of that pain that you've been dealing with. Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings. You spent some time on the hydro lounger when the place just opened. Gave you a little tour of the place, and you kind of relaxed in the hydro lounger.
I was going to buy it for my living room.
Yeah, not on our budget. God, not on our budget.
That'd be the perfect ideal.
I was on it last night. I felt like this is like a car wash. You don't get wet, but it feels like you're across the car wash from me with all that power in some of those wands, and you're spraying it right on my back. That's what it feels like. Like I'm in a car wash.
I just wish they, had a TV so I could watch football. I would never leave. It wouldn't be a 15-minute session, that's for damn sure.
Maybe I'll bring that up next time I'm in there.
Just fire it up with Red Zone on Sunday, 7 hours of commercial-free football, 7 hours in the chair.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right, it's 7:39. Mike and Tyson this morning, Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Going to be hearing from a P.J. Fleck today, head coach of the Minnesota Golden Gophers from Big Ten Media Days in Chicago last week. He is entering his 10th season at Minnesota. He is 66-44 in his 9 seasons as a head coach of the Gophers. And PJ says he's accomplished a lot in his 9 seasons there.
We've been here a long time, as I said, so we've accomplished a lot. I'll hit on a few things. Just 7-0 in bowl games, 7 consecutive bowl games in full seasons. I think that's really important to look at the postseason. And the 2 seasons we haven't was our year 1 and then the COVID-shortened season. Now, 1 of 7 of the 18 Big Ten teams who have had back-to-back 8-win seasons last year and the year before. I think it just shows with the 9 conference games how hard it is to win consistently in the Big Ten, and we've been able to accomplish that. Only 7 of the 18 teams in the league have done that. We've got 7 ranked wins and 3 in the last 2 years. More than any other Minnesota coaching staff. And maybe the greatest statistic I'm proud of is we don't talk much more about the academics anymore. We don't talk much about those. Every single semester we've been there, we've had over a 3.0. Every single semester for the last 10 years. So proud of our student athletes, because they're still student athletes. Not professionals yet. We haven't given them that term. We haven't given them that name. They're still student athletes. And then one of the greatest honors I've had of being a head football coach is now former players coming back to work for me. We have 6 former Gophers now on our staff, and nothing better than watching Mohamed Ibrahim, the all-time leading rusher at University of Minnesota, coach our running backs, or watch Isaac Frichte coach our wide receivers, or watch Mariano Story-Marin coach our linebackers. That's the joy of coaching, and that's paying it forward to the next generation of coaches, which I'm very honored to do. As we transition into 2026, we're the only Big Ten team to bring back the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator, and the starting quarterback. That might not have been a big deal 10 years ago. That's a pretty big deal right now for that cultural sustainability within the football program. But we also have 15 new players that were not a part of our Rate Bowl championship last year. 31 high school players and 19 portal players. High school recruiting, development, and retention will always be the meat and potatoes of our program. In fact, 80% of our players are high school players developing within our program, including the guys we brought today. So that's the meat and potatoes of the diet, is the high school players. Mixed with, now I'm 45, I need some supplements. A little different than when I was 35. So the supplements is our 20% portal players. But again, they still have to fit our program. Both are essential to the diet at the University of Minnesota.
And PJ Fleck says right now the goal is just building the team.
Most coaches spend all offseason taking a group and making them a team. And as you know me, I always break down into 3 categories since January all the way through the end of July of what we have to do to become a great team. So we break it down into 3 areas and 3 points of emphasis. And I always share this with you because I think it's important. So number 1, we have 112 players on our team. We have 30 states represented and 7 different countries. And we got to make that a team as fast as possible. Well, we brought up this term, e pluribus unum, which means out of many become one. It's on our dollar bill. It's on our quarter. You should have seen that team meeting, right? Talking Latin to your players. So we gave every single one of our players, because giving players money is pretty popular, we gave them a dollar bill and a quarter. I don't think they've ever seen either one of those and what they actually looked like. But e pluribus unum was on there. And we gave them that and had a team meeting about that. 2, we said, you got to prove it now. We got to put our money where our mouth is. And we're not, no offense, proving it to the media or the external or our fans. We got to prove it to ourselves. We're exactly who we say we want to be. That's the crack on the shoulder, proving it to yourself. You're exactly who you say you are. Versus the chip, proving it to everybody else that you're good enough. So we had the dollar bill, and they wrote on that dollar bill, what are they going to prove to themselves? And then we put it in a jar for a reminder in the front of the team meeting room. And then on the back of their workout shirts all off season, it was their last name and exactly what they wrote on that dollar bill to hold them accountable, each other accountable. Maybe the player can't see it, but the player behind you can see it, and he's going to hold you accountable for what you wrote down, that you were going to prove it every single day to yourself and this football team. And the third part is ETA. And it's ironic because I started my speech just with 2 people that are very, very close, one to the University of Minnesota program, and then 2 very close to me, that we all have an estimated time of arrival. That hourglass is always moving, people. And it doesn't matter if you're a coach or a player in college football, in business, or in the media. It's always moving. So we put all these hourglasses all over our building to remind our players the estimated time of arrival, the season will be here. And it was a reminder to them that we better get moving. And not only get moving, you better enjoy the adventure. And that's what ETA stands for in our program. We will never take fun out of college football and the college football experience at the University of Minnesota. In fact, one of our best team meetings was we watched Artemis 2. Circle the moon. Crazy, right? Who would have thought? We watched that. And then we also showed a 1960s clip of John F. Kennedy say, we do things that are hard because it's there. Well, we've been teaching since January, whatever we want to accomplish as a team, it's there. So why not shoot for that moon? And that's what we're going to do.
You were listening to comments from Big Ten Media Days in Chicago last week from Minnesota head coach P.J. Fleck. One of their key cogs on defense is back, Anthony Smith. He's a defensive end, had a chance to maybe move to the NFL this year, decided to come back to play at Minnesota. 38 tackles last year, 12.5 sacks that led the Big Ten Conference.
I think that you don't ever have to convince someone to stay. It's just like recruiting. I don't want anybody to come to the University of Minnesota that I have to convince or talk into. It's about fit and selection. And we broke down exactly why he would want to be here and why he would want to leave. And the funny thing is, Scott, it had nothing to do with Anthony Smith. He wanted to make this team better. He wanted to experience more as a student athlete. He knows he's got an NFL future. They look like that. He walks into the room. I mean, you've seen the picture of him. Not that guy. The other guy. But he walks into the room. He looks like an NFL athlete. But Anthony is really, really smart. And he knows that 95% of your draft stock has nothing to do with what someone says, what this rumor is, how much money you make. It's about your production on the football field. And he wants to produce more. And then that carried over. He's one of the greatest human beings you'll ever meet, one of the most eclectic human beings you'll ever meet. And, Scott, he leads our team in community service. So, yes, he's getting all these well-deserved hype before the result, accolades, well-deserved. But I know Anthony probably more than any of you. He really doesn't care. It's flattering, and it brings exposure to the University of Minnesota. But he's got huge team goals first. And I think if you get around him, you'll see that.
Yeah, the Gophers finished 8-5 last year. They were 5-4 in the Big Ten Conference. P.J. Fleck was asked what he has to do to maybe take the next step.
Well, first of all, as head coaches, we all stand up here, and we're true representations of our student athletes, but two, our coaching staffs. I think that the change your best mentalities everywhere within our building. We have to continue to win in the margins. If you look at the successful seasons we had, we win one-possession games. If we don't win one-possession games, we don't have a great year. Or we might have a great year, but everybody's like, oh, there was more meat left on the bone. And I think that when you think of the one-possession games, like you look at last year's team, we were 4-1 in one-possession games. Well, technically, I think that maybe the 24 team was more talented, but we were 3-4 in one-possession games. And then you tie that into 78%, which we very value in our building, which is the statistics that are really tied to winning: the ball, tackling, and explosive plays. And if we can be good in those three things and win those three every game, and then we can win the one-possession games, we have a chance to be a really good football team.
Gophers will have their quarterback back from a season ago. Drake Lindsay threw for 2,380 yards, had 18 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions.
I thought that pocket presence has to be a little bit better. I think it's one thing as a freshman to understand protection. And we have an NFL system. It's a lot for him. He runs it all. He can change the play when he needs to change it. But knowing that the running back behind you is going to block the blitzing, unblock B-gap blitzer, and knowing that's going to happen instead of just feeling that blitz and getting out of that pocket and escaping a really clean pocket, I think that's something he had to take that next step in, along with his body, which has completely changed, and the leadership part. But I did think we were 4-1 in possession games last year. And you can measure a quarterback. When it's tight, are you going to make the plays? And he made all the plays. That was a team that a lot of people looked at like, I don't even know if they're going to make a bowl game. And we went 8 games again. And there's only 7 of 18 of the Big Ten teams that have gone back-to-back 8-win seasons or more. Think about that. That just shows how hard it is to win consistently. And you got a freshman quarterback doing that. Doesn't promise you anything in the future, but he's worked on the things that he needs to be able to work on to really lead our team into 2026. Proud of his progress.
as P.J. Fleck was making the rounds last week. Told a lot of people that Minnesota's got a very talented roster for 2026.
With a running back position, besides Darius Taylor, is going to be really interesting to watch because our run game's got to get a lot better than it was last year. We've always hung our hat on running the football, and last year we were not productive at that for a lot of different reasons, including me. The coaching, the personnel, the scheme, all of it fits into things when you don't like something. I think the corner battle is going to be really good. I love the defensive line internal battle, which I feel like we know who we want. We just want to rotate them. Linebacker, we're incredibly deep. I love where we're at with the safeties. Specialist is one that's going to come down to the kicking position that I'll find out in training camp. But we'll have an answer because we feel like we do, but we'll have one here very soon. Offensive line, I feel really good, but the right guard and right tackle position, we'll find out who wins those jobs coming up. And then we've got some really, really talented wide receivers. And you might see 2 or 3 freshmen on the field at times that are just as good. And you know this, when we had Bateman, you saw Bateman practice at one time, and you're like, he has it. We have a defensive end, a freshman, Aiden H. You look at him, he has it. You look at some of these freshmen, they have it. And you can see that. And we're getting a better quality player than we've ever gotten. Might play people earlier than maybe we have in the past.
All right, there he is, P.J. Fleck, head coach at Minnesota. 8-5 last year, 5-4 in the conference. They will open the season on September 3rd against Eastern Illinois. So there you have it, Minnesota. We play Minnesota this year. Let me see here.
Pretty sure.
No, we don't play them this year.
Thank God.
Yeah, we don't play Minnesota.
Kind of tired of losing to Minnesota. We can lose to somebody else.
Yeah, lose to somebody else. We don't play Minnesota this year. Damn.
I'll be damned.
I always liked P.J. Fleck. What's Vegas got Minnesota at? Probably right at
They're
8.5.
with us.
Yeah. They're in the group with us. 5.5.
Ew.
They've got, I think that's their, I only got the logos.
Well, they're the M.
Well, there's 3 M's.
Well, Michigan State's the green one.
I'm in black and white.
Oh.
So let's see. They had Nebraska at 5.5. Is that Minnesota? I think also at 5.5. Yeah, I need to get a new updated win total. Are you looking it up? I assume you are.
Trying.
Efforting.
Clicked on the...
It really doesn't make that much difference.
Freaking...
Throw that out there. Anyway,
Minnesota over 6.5.
6.5 now.
Plus 125.
All right. So they're kind of in there, grouped together with us. So I see they return 68% of their offensive production this year. That's 7th in the FBS. So they've got a lot of playmakers back on the opposite side of the ball. So.
Can you imagine just retaining over half of your offensive production and being 7th best in all of college football? Like, how does 60-some-odd% get you 7th best in college football? That's not even, that's just over half.
A lot of new faces.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 7:53, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news break on Extreme Sports.
Hastings College has officially opened its new 1882 Residence Hall, welcoming students ahead of the fall semester. The 4-story facility includes 63 4-bedroom suites, 21 2-bedroom suites, and 26 studio units, along with the fitness, study, and community spaces. College officials say students helped shape the design through a campus advisory panel with the goal of creating a comfortable living environment that eases the transition to college life. The project was completed in about 2 years. Meanwhile, in the courts, a plea agreement has been reached in the Monument Advisors fraud case. Kelly Lepler pled no contest to 3 reduced felony counts of attempted theft by deception involving customers who paid for headstones they never received. In exchange, prosecutors dismissed 43 other theft charges. Authorities say they'll seek more than $266,000 in restitution for the victims. Lepler is scheduled to be sentenced on September 30th in Hall County District Court. It is 5 minutes until 8 o'clock. We'll head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going on in sports?
Well, sports today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. Recover like a champion with Bamboo Mind and Body Spa. The Nebraska women's soccer team dropped a 3-1 decision to Colorado State in an exhibition game yesterday out in Fort Collins. Nebraska will open the regular season next Wednesday at Louisville. Game time will be at 6:30. One of Nebraska's top 2027 volleyball recruits will likely miss her senior season. Shea Witherspoon underwent surgery in May to address a lingering knee injury, which would have knocked her out of action for about 6 weeks. However, once the surgeon started work on the meniscus, it was worse than anticipated, and the recovery timetable stretched out to 5 to 6 months. She's expected to make a full recovery before she begins her college career at Nebraska. Sedalia beat the Grand Island Fighting Cranes 14-2 last night in Game 3 of the Diamond League Championship Series. Steamers scored 4 runs in the second inning and 7 in the third to take control of the game. Ian Rodriguez had 3 hits for the Fighting Cranes. Grand Island ends the season at 29-21. Legion baseball from yesterday. Central City won the national division of the Class B Senior State Tournament. Central City beat Auburn 5-0 in the championship game. The American Division, it goes to a second championship game today. Lincoln Christian will play Mount Michael at 4 this afternoon. Lincoln Christian forced that second championship game after beating Mount Michael 5-2 last night. And Malcolm and Pender will play for the Class C Senior State Championship today after Malcolm won last night's game 14-7. First pitch will be at 5 this afternoon. And Lincoln East will play Fargo of North Dakota today in the Central Plains Regional in Mandan, North Dakota. First pitch will be at 1:30. That's a check in your sports headlines at 7:57 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We've got patchy fog around the area. In fact, a dense fog advisory is in effect until 10 a.m. Once that burns off, we should have plenty of sunshine throughout the day and just slightly warmer. We'll have highs in the low 80s as well, and a light south-southeast wind of about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, we'll have more fog develop in areas, a low of 65. Plenty of sunshine on Friday with a high of 90. Friday night, 65, and then through the weekend, we're back to the 90s.
Southeast winds this morning at 3. Cloudy skies 64 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt slinging, adrenaline pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track. The track.
All right, Mike Wills, Tyson Abronic with you, huddle up on Extreme Sports for this Thursday. Again, we will not be here tomorrow. And we will not be here on Monday. Taking our midsummer break, so to speak.
We got through the All-Star break. We got you through a pretty slow period of sports. So now it's time to rest up a little bit.
Yeah, you're getting ready for school next week. So yeah, get your school activities ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm heading to watch NASCAR racing this weekend in Newton, Iowa. It's in the middle of a cornfield.
Short track?
Yeah, I think it's a mile and a half. You already got your lineup in? Yeah, you put it in last week.
I put it in 2 weeks ago, thinking that we had racing last weekend.
Yeah, you thought it was last week, and NASCAR took off last week. So even they get to take off a week. So I'm just giving you 2 days off.
I appreciate that.
So who do you got?
Larson.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pick.
Kyle Larson.
I think I'm on Blaney this week.
Got to use Blaney sometime.
Well, I didn't want to use. I wanted to use Denny, but I think I only got one start left.
Running out of starts.
Yeah, I've used him quite a bit. So, all right. So, if you like
Kyle Larson. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Larson, Gillian, Keselowski, John Hunter Nemechek.
Are your drivers?
I'm just throwing in B guys that don't have very many starts because I, too, have... There's only like 2 good racers in the B group, and everybody else sucks. So...
You're using them up?
Throwing in starts willy-nilly. It's not like I can get any worse.
Yeah, you're down there a ways. Look on the bright side. Fantasy football starting here.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll watch the fantasy racing aside and get ready for fantasy football. Anyway, if you'd like to listen to the show again, you can go to our social media sites, download the podcast. We had PJ Fleck on, the head coach from the University of Minnesota, so you can listen to his comments again. Again, we will not be here tomorrow. We'll not be here Monday, so we'll get back together again Tuesday morning at 7 o'clock with the Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a good weekend.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning